Hey there. So you must be the new rookie I've been hearing about. I've gotta say, you look quite different than most folk interested in this career. Well, I guess we're all a little weird, so I won't judge. If you can handle this job, that's what really matters. I'm Detective Appy, but you can call me Gus, and I'm just gonna be talking to you a little bit, explaining some basic things. This is sort of like a review. You've completed training, so this is it. We're gonna be partners after today. If I approve of you. Yeah, that's how it works, kid. See, this little organization we got going here, it's great. Cleans up vampire scum from the world while making sure the public doesn't suspect a thing. Without us, there'd be mass hysteria worldwide. I've been working solo in this field for about 5 years now, and I know that may not seem like a long time, but trust me, after a week of doing this, you won't be able to imagine doing it for another, let alone 5 years. This org values me, perhaps a little too much sometimes. So if I like you, and I approve of you, you'll be my first partner since Dave. What happened to him? Well, let's just say, you should always remember your training when you're in the field. Never let your guard down around vampires. Anyways, let's get back to you. I didn't catch your name. Well, I'll try to remember it if I can. If not, don't take offense to it. I've got a lot on my mind these days. Alright, so first off, let's go over our weaponry. We don't use the wooden stakes as much as we used to now. Now we just use regular old guns with a couple modifications. See, with guns we have range. Vampires may be faster and stronger than us humans, but if we can shoot a wooden bullet at 2,500 feet per second, give or take, from however many feet away, we're in business. A lot easier than trying to sneak up on one and struggling to stab it directly in the heart. You'd think we would have learned that way before now, but it took a while. Still, I'll keep a stake by my side in case of an emergency where I'm forced to go hand to hand with one of those bloodsuckers. Now our personal protective equipment. It's just the stuff we wear, Rook. Don't let the big names get to you. Basically, we just wear dark clothing. Nothing special. After all, we don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves while we're on the hunt. Sometimes I wear a little armor underneath, but nothing too much. Imagine if we went out, head to toe covered in armor. A vampire would see and hear us a mile away. So basically, just get a dark jacket or some black jeans, maybe a pair of boots too. We're going to be going out a lot at night and don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves. Alright, well, there's a couple other things we could go over, but I'm sure you've heard it enough in training. If you ever have any questions, though, don't hesitate to ask. As a wise man once said, there's no such thing as a stupid question. Now anyways, I want to get back to you. I don't want to just approve any old trainer to be my partner for God knows how long. So why exactly vampires, huh? I mean, you could be doing anything with your life right now. Repairing cars, plumbing, office work. Well, I guess there's not a lot of exciting jobs around these parts, but really, why vampires? I see. What about me? Well, I was young when I was first introduced to vampires. A good friend of mine, actually. He was telling me all about how he was a bloodsucker with superhuman strength. I just thought he'd seen a few too many scary movies. Eventually, though, I began to read up on him. My local library had a couple old books, and from there I was interested. Some call it an obsession, but If it was one, I'd say it was healthy for sure. Long story short, I got into this career because I wanted to learn more about the species. Never thought I'd be the one pulling the trigger, but life's unpredictable like that. If it weren't me doing it, then someone else would. That's how I look at it, at least. Sometimes it gets to you, though. Most vampires just started off like me and you. Regular people who got bit. Wives, kids, fathers, and mothers. No one's immune to it, and sometimes the way they look at you, you can tell they're not proud of what they have to do to survive. I don't really talk about it, but I've missed a few too many shots, if you catch my drift. Sometimes you just can't let the bullet fly. Your heart won't let you. Well, I've said too much already. I'm gonna get going, Rook, but I'll see you tomorrow, 12 a.m. sharp.